The boy's laughter echoed down the hospital hallway as the nurse twirled him in his wheelchair, completely unaware that someone was watching, someone whose heart she was unknowingly healing. Let's dip in the story. 8-year-old Noah had stopped smiling the day of the accident. The once energetic, soccer-loving boy had been left paralyzed from the waist down after a devastating car crash. His world had shrunk to a hospital room, endless tests and quiet tears when no one was looking. His father, Daniel, had taken a leave from work. A successful architect, he now spent his days pacing sterile hospital corridors, trying to stay strong for a boy who barely spoke anymore. And each time he looked into Noah's empty eyes, he blamed himself. He was driving that night. One Thursday morning, while grabbing a coffee from the hospital vending machine, Daniel overheard soft music coming from Noah's room. Curious, he walked closer, and what he saw stunned him. There, in the middle of the room, was a nurse, young, lively, her dark brown hair tied in a messy bun, a stethoscope bouncing gently as she spun Noah's wheelchair in rhythm to the song playing from her phone. Noah was laughing. Full, real, unstoppable laughter. The nurse had one hand on the chair's handle and the other in the air, like she was leading a waltz. "And now, Mr. Noah," she said playfully, "a turn and a dip." Daniel stayed in the doorway, hidden, holding his breath. For the first time in weeks, he saw light return to his son's eyes. He watched the nurse, her scrubs slightly wrinkled, shoes squeaking faintly with each move, and for a moment, everything else disappeared. Later that afternoon, Daniel approached the nurse's station. "Excuse me," he said softly. "The nurse with Noah earlier. What's her name?" "Oh, you mean Emily? She's in pediatrics. Works wonders with the kids," another nurse smiled. "She's been with us for about a year." Daniel nodded, unsure of what he was feeling. He had seen dozens of doctors and nurses come in and out of his son's room. But Emily, she didn't just treat his son's body. She was healing his soul. That evening, when Emily checked in on Noah again, Daniel stayed inside. "I saw you earlier," he said gently. Emily turned, startled, then smiled. "Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. I hope that's okay." "It's more than okay," he replied. "Thank you for making my boy laugh." She simply said, "Sometimes laughter is the best medicine." Over the next few weeks, Emily became a regular part of their lives. Her approach was different. She didn't speak to Noah like he was broken. She treated him like a kid, capable, funny, brave. They built Lego castles, painted messy masterpieces, and yes, they danced a lot. Daniel found himself lingering more during her visits. Sometimes he brought extra coffee, sometimes just stood at the door and watched. Emily never treated him like a burden. She often included him in their silly games. One day, Emily wheeled Noah into the garden courtyard. Daniel joined them, and for the first time in a long while, the three of them just talked. About soccer, favorite movies, and the time Noah tried to bake cookies but ended up with something that looked like rubber. Noah smiled more. He began eating better, even started physical therapy without resisting. The doctors noticed too. When asked, Daniel said the change wasn't medical, it was emotional. And the credit, he believed, went to one nurse with music on her phone and sunshine in her heart. On Noah's discharge day, the hospital staff gathered to say goodbye. Balloons, hugs, and tears filled the hallway. Emily knelt beside Noah and whispered, "Keep dancing, okay?" Noah nodded, holding back tears. "Only if you promise to come to my birthday." Emily grinned. "Wouldn't miss it." Daniel approached her as Noah chatted with a doctor nearby. He looked nervous. "I wanted to say something," he began. "When I first saw you with Noah, I thought you were just cheering him up. But what you did, it was more than that." She looked down, humble. "You reminded my son how to feel joy again," he continued. "And you reminded me too." They stood silently for a beat before Daniel said quietly, "Would you maybe have dinner with us sometime? No hospitals, no wheelchairs. Just us." Emily smiled, eyes bright. "I'd like that." As she turned to leave, she looked back and added, "By the way, I knew you were watching that first day." Daniel laughed. "I figured." And just like that, one act of kindness, one silly dance in a hospital hallway, became the start of something none of them had expected. Healing, hope, and maybe a new beginning. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this beautiful story of kindness and healing. Let us know in the comments. What small act of kindness changed your life?